as they run on down to the post, and Rhymes has got their
Fire still, Monteiro holding strong and pulling away. Monteiro leading and got it.
Big Raiders in the third, and looking forward to Iowa to score. Less than a furlong to go, and just hanging on. That time in front still, but Pence's Scarlet is closed, and we start as they come towards the line. Bit of a hill there, right up towards the line. Black and Pence's Scarlet, that's closely. So, welcome to the Week 4 National Hunt Review Show. We've got a run through of the group and listed races over the hurdles and the chases this week, and we will be following that up then with the draw for the first round of the Dual Code Trainers Championship. That'll be coming up a little bit later on, but first of all, we'll get straight into a review of the week's big races with Doug and myself. Okay, so National Hunt races then for week number 4, isn't it? Week 4 we're on there. So Monday, what did you get?
Correct.
What did you get on Monday then, Doug? Anything exciting to report back?
The race we're going to talk about was the United House Handicap Gold Cup Chase at Ascot, and that was a Group 3 handicap, and it was an excellent win for P. Cale's Blue Stag, and it won well. Mileport Lad for Jay Murray was second, and with luck it may find a 120 handicap race, be real competitive in that race. So jumping to Paris, that went on well for third. I thought the estate was unlucky to miss a place with a poor jump at the second last fence.
Yeah, there was a few of them this week, weren't there, that sort of whacked their chances away right at the end. But
that's true. There was quite a few upsets this weekend over the hunt, with the last 1 or 2 fences taking their toll.
So that was a Group 3 handicap, wasn't it? Do you think many of them will be able to step up to non-handicap group races?
Well, just looking at the weights here, it appears it carried top weight and won by 3 1/4. So yeah, I think it'll win again. It'll get higher weight, but I think it showed a bit of class.
Yeah, it did. It won well, didn't it? So we had the Rising Stars and Novices Chase at Wincanton next, didn't you?
That's correct, and that was a Grade 2. That was a novice chase. Broke the gate, Garancia.
Yep.
I think that's how it's pronounced, for Derek Hinton, and it's always good to see Derek get a winner here and there. It was slow to begin, but rounded the field past the halfway and ran out a 4-length winner. Can't ask for much more than that.
No, it had gone close the week before, hadn't it, as well? It had run well, so that looks like it's a good one. I'll fancy that for one of the novice races at Cheltenham, probably. Certainly be in there with a squeak, won't it?
Yeah, I think from memory, the last jump, I remember just during the call, just thinking, oh God, and it just got over it, and that was still able to hold on by 4 lengths, and I don't think there was no excuses for Bombshell, and Retained, and Retained ran on well from near the last, and I imagine a win's not too far away for Retained.
No, that needs to go up to 3 mile.
Had their chances there.
Yeah, that's another one of them funny distances, isn't it? That one, that was 2 mile 5, wasn't it? That's I think some of them could do with stepping up to 3 miles, and probably a couple that could drop back in the trip as well. But that broke the gate, and Garancia didn't look like it was stopping to me, so I think that probably have more.
Yeah, I think it probably step back a furlong or 2, or even step up a furlong or 2.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be looking at the 3 mile novice at Cheltenham for that one, I think, rather than the shorter one. But yeah, it was good win.
Definitely.
The Elite Handicap Hurdle, Grade 2 handicap.
Yep, that's right. And Abel Cape was our winner, and it started slowly for Paul Rhodes' stable, but made its way through the field for a very strong win, carrying equal second top weight with Greg Futterbuck's Chris Gunter in second, and Tungsten Boy, I thought it loomed up there around I think from memory, maybe the 1.5 furlong, 2 furlong mark, and I think it was a 2 furlong mark. I'm thinking, oh yeah, here we go, and just petered out a bit for Jay Murray, and that 4.5 third. I think the rest of the field ran well.
Big weight, that Tungsten Boy, hadn't it? So yeah, that's probably what stopped that. Got the 12 stone top weight, hadn't it? So
yeah, that was the top weight of the race as well. So, and it probably took its toll, I think. And just looking at my notes here, I think the rest of the field ran well, and for most of it, it's come down to being placed in the right race and maybe a bit of luck and how the handicapper treats them. So,
well, yeah, you'd think that maybe one or two of them might be looking at stepping up for the champion hurdle as well, because the big difference, isn't it, between the national hunt and the flat is that they can fluctuate between the handicaps and the level weights races, whereas in the flat they tend to be one or the other. In the jumps they flip between the two, so you might even get a champion hurdle also out of that race yet. Quite often do.
Yeah, and it's not like Abel Cape was a good win, but the field was fairly well packed right down to 8. You know, Eskimo break. You know, it was a tight race, so to speak. You know, the field was fairly well packed. So
yeah, and
I think the other horses can find a race for themselves.
They say if they finish in a heat, then the form's not up to much, don't they, a lot of the time? But we'll see. And then your last race on Monday was the juvenile hurdle race, Cheltenham race 10, grade 2 novice.
Parodies for Leon van Rensburg, and that ran well from the back of the field, like a lot of his horses do. A good commanding win, although it was a length. It was by the time it hit the lead and ran on with it. There was no other horse in the race. Alderbrook ran well for second. Walk on Pass for G. Globuck ran well for third. Maybe needing another furlong or two, and I thought outside of them, maybe Strip Charm for David Robinson did well. For its low rating, should qualify for a 120 handicap hurdle in the near future.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see some of them in the Triumph as well at Cheltenham. Certainly the first two I should think will be going there. Same course, same distance, grade 1 novice hurdle at Cheltenham Festival. So I think that they've both been with a squeak for that one. So that was your week sewn up then. On to Tuesday, there was a chunk of group races on a Tuesday and the Tuesday then. Yep, Tuesday race 11, Sharp novices hurdle at Cheltenham.
Okay, we're going to the Tuesday. Martin was doing the calls. We got the Sharps novice hurdle, and that was a grade 2. And Canterbury Maid had a nice win.
It did. It won really well, and it stayed on well as well. I think that'll win again. Definitely, it'll win some big races in it. It'll probably be in one of the big novice races at Cheltenham, I would think, and it'll be in there with a chance. The Stunner ran okay in second, but could have done with starting its run a little bit earlier. Left out the back a bit, and Zellini Dole ran well again as well. And there were some good horses. In that race. I think there'll be a few winners in there.
Yeah, I thought the favourite that ran third, Zellini
Dole, yeah.
Might have just got caught out with the weight there.
It's a decent sort of performance though. I think the top 3 are all good, and that promising Ashan that finished 4th isn't bad either. There were a few of them just let the winner get first run on them, and that big jump at the last put the race to bed really. Yeah, we'll definitely see that one win again.
And I noticed just on a side note, Darren Howes, Phillipstown Perfect, that loomed up there around the 4th furlong and looked like it was going to be likely, and faded just as quickly. So
it did. Quite a few been doing that of late, sort of like coming down and they just disappear like they've been shot or something, aren't they? Some of them.
Yeah, I've got a few of those horses.
The November Novices Chase.
Well, that was a big win for Miss Impossible.
It was, and that's another one that looks like it's going places as well, because it's beaten some good horses in that race, and it beat them well.
And it did 2 3/4 length win. That was a nice win.
Going through like a train as well, so that'll be in with a squeak. One of the big races as well. They're all fascinating now. These novices starting to sort out which ones are the ones and which ones are going to be your run-of-the-mill handicappers. But
and what do you think of the second horse, Synchronicity? That come from a long way
it
back.
Does. It sits right out the back, doesn't it? And if you'd just like to see that a little bit closer, a little bit earlier, and it might eventually win. Then it was out the back too much, I think, and if it had been a bit closer, it might have got a bit closer. But I'm not so sure as it would have beaten the winner. I think the winner would have got that race won, and we'll beat it again next time without too much difficulty. Henrietta Knight Handicap Chase Group 3.
And that was a nice win for Postgraduate.
It won. That was another one that won well, and there's some good horses in that race. Look, it's Tartan Tyrant that came 4th. I think that had won well the week before. Grey Skies looked like he was gonna win at one point in 3rd, and that ran well. Onsby Stemming, another one it was going and then it was stopping and then it was going again. It's that horse could settle. That'd win as well. So there's some good horses in there, and there's a few at the top weights that need to just drop down the handicap a bit. That 16 Co that won well the first week just got. I think a lot of people are saying that their horses that won in the first week just get walloped by the handicapper and get given sort of automatic top weight, and they're not necessarily that good.
I think it's one of those things with that first week where you get your plethora of maidens, and you get a lot of maiden winners where they're genuine Group 1 winners, but then you get your maiden winner has just got lucky, got entered in a weaker maiden, but gets penalised the same as everyone else, which is just one of those catch-22 situations, and hopefully the handicapper will balance things out.
Yeah, I think once that one gets dropped a bit, that'll win in its grade, which is just straight up handicaps. I don't think it's quite as good as it looked the first week, because the first week I thought it was probably a live Grand National chance, but you never know. By the time that comes round, it might be right down the bottom of the weights, mightn't it? And it might be well in.
I think James Shea will be happy to hear us say that we think it needs to come down in the weights. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah, Marty Cairns, that was a good win for him too, picking up a Group 3 or Grade 3 handicap.
Yeah, it was a good win. He's got a good horse there. That's definitely going to win again.
Definitely.
So
we move on to race 14. That was the Paddy Power Gold Cup handicap chase.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm still one of these people that is going to start a campaign. They shouldn't. I know you can't do anything about it because it's sponsorship, but they shouldn't be allowed to change the name of some of these races, because that was the Mackinson Gold Cup for years. I don't know if you know what Mackinson is. It's sort of a stout-like beer, which is a bit sort of like Guinness, I suppose. And I don't think you make it anymore. But everybody was just used to call that race the Mackinson. That is always the Mackinson Gold Cup. It'll never be the Paddy Power Gold Cup to me. It will be the Mackinson Gold Cup. The same as the one at the end of the season will always be the Whitbread. It will never be whatever they call it now. I just dread to think what'll happen if they ever change the name of the Hennessy, which is next week, because I get little bees in my bonnet about things like that. They changing the names of these races, I don't like it. It was a good race. It's always a good race, and they always go at 700 mile an hour as well. And that one that won, Lead Roll.
Yeah, it was well-timed run.
It won well, didn't it? And it wasn't stopping at the end.
No, it was a well-timed run there for the Lead Roll. And did anything else catch your eye in that race?
Salty, looked like he was doing all right. That stayed on a bit. That could probably do with going a little bit further. The second horse was okay, but just probably maybe wants to drop down a little bit in trip. I don't know. Yep. And then it's just that race is one of those races that's always a solid race, and quite a few of those will win. Yep. Will win handicaps as the season goes on. I don't think you've got anything in there that's going to win any of the really big level weights races, but apart from maybe the winner. But you'll get some good handicappers out of that.
I think maybe for a few of these horses, they're just getting caught out with a handicap at the moment. They're not quite Grade 3, but they're probably just a little bit overweighted for the 140s handicap, so they're just sort of stuck in that no man's land at the moment. So
I think you're right with that one. Oh, the Grable Hurdle at Punchestown. Yeah, Quiet Man. That one pushed out nicely, got up in 3 furlongs out, but Her Green Eyes looked like it was going to win at one point in that race as well.
Well, I think Jim Murray there'd be quite happy. And second we had Paul Rhodes, and third the Thunderspark stable. So he carried one of the higher weights. I would say he'd be quite chuffed with that win.
Yeah, I should think so, and it looks like it would beat them all again if they ran again as well. So that's 18 furlongs that race. Quite have the pace to win a champion hurdle, but you never know. It might do. Dominion of Saints came back to form a little bit in fourth, but that's still not looking as good as it was early on in the season.
Yep, that's correct. And from memory, I didn't see anything else really finishing off that race. So
no, the Group 3 race after the Ryan's CES hurdle, that was probably a more significant race for champion hurdle, because Mighty River Run, that one ran really well to hang on and win from that Barata Natiam as well. Stayed on well, but Mighty River Run won that by 4 lengths and was always up in the lead. So I think that was a good run.
Yeah, my favourite horse there, Aussie Dougie, was in that one, and that horse was actually named after me.
Oh, was he?
I'm pretty honoured with that. It went around last season and had a good win. I think it won over the chase, to be honest with you. So I keep a keen eye on the old Aussie Dougie, and it was leading quite easy. I'm thinking, here we go. And no, he couldn't do it. So hopefully Matty McLean can find a nice little handicap race for him.
Yeah, you never know. If you say if it won over the bigger obstacles last season, perhaps he's savouring it for a big race for you later on. You get to call your own horse in when it runs on a Monday, and you can cheer the horse that's named after you past the post.
Yeah, I'll be cheering it. Hopefully, I'm calling it. So, but I think the winner was far too good for the rest of the field, to be honest with you. And I think it was a Group 3 race or Grade 3, and whatever weight it takes on, or if it just sticks to those set weight races, I think it'll be too good again. I think we'll see another winner for the Mighty River Run.
Yeah, I think so. I think the second will win as well. That Barata Natiam and Moncrief Maid Run one as well in third. That'll win another race as well. Even the fourth one, Pensive Starlet, was running well at the end. So there's some good winners come out of that race, I think.
Yep, definitely.
And we have the Buckhouse Chase, another Group 3, Punchestown, and this Sally Army thing is becoming a bit of a machine, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that made it 3 wins from 4 starts.
It is, isn't it? And the one it didn't win, it was unlucky not to get round. So you could
definitely. So it could be 4 from 4.
It could,
and a little bit more luck.
It could, and it looks like it likes racing as well. If you know what I mean by that, it really seems to enjoy being in front. And don't know whether I'm talking out of the top of my hat, but maybe the time when it fell, maybe it wasn't out in front, and maybe it didn't like having other horses round it or something.
I think it just dropped the jockey as well. I don't think it actually fell; it just dropped the jockey. So it's just one of those things. But look, from what I saw, I thought Sally Army just really stamped its authority on the race, and I can't see the rest of the field troubling it if it comes up against them again at these set type of weights.
It could have won by twice as well, couldn't it? I think the big question now for the trainer there is what race he aims it for at Cheltenham, because that was 18 furlongs, that race. So that's 2 miles 2 furlongs. So does he step up to 2.5 mile race, or does he drop down to the 2 mile race? It's that's something he'll have to get his thinking cap on, because there isn't going to be an 18 furlong race for it at the Cheltenham Festival, and it's too good a horse not to be in one of those races. So
I think Paul Rose has got to step it up to Group 2. I hope he takes it up to Group 1. I think let's test this one out and see if it's got the goods. And
that's a Group 1 horse without any shadow of a doubt. It will definitely run in a Group 1 race at Cheltenham. It's just a case of which one, because it's whether it's a 2 miler or a 2.5 miler, and he'll have to find that out in the next few weeks, I think. Disappointing in that race again was Chess, because that's another one of those ones that looked really good in the opening week and has really done anything since. And so that trainer for that, Joshua Sutherland, he must be scratching his head thinking, going on here, it looked like he got a potential champion the first week, but it's maybe he just didn't beat anything.
And that could be the case. And Josh is a stable on the up. I know from what I've been reading in the forums since the last league, he's been really concentrating on his breeding, and I'd say he'd be a little bit disappointed with this one. But in saying that, he's got some nice horses in his stables, so I'm sure he's got others that will replace Chess.
Yeah, but that was Sally Army's race, wasn't it? And it'll be interesting to see where that goes next. Where it'll go at Cheltenham, whether it's going to be a champion chaser or go for that 2.5 mile race. That was Tuesday. We started off with a Group 1 there, didn't we? The Royal Bond Novices Hurdle. Yeah, and it was a Grade 1 performance as well by the winner, Corello Bay.
How good was Corello Boy for Charles Jumpers?
It was really good. It was always up there in the leading group. It was in the lead by halfway. Something come to challenge. I can't remember which one it was. It may well have been Pinnacle Boy, and then it just thought, well, you know what, I'm not having any of this. This is my race, and I'm off. And it went, and that was it. And it only won by a length, but it won by a length with quite a bit in hand, I think. And that is
I agree.
That's gonna be a big player in one of the races at Cheltenham. Maybe it's I'm not sure how old he is. It's might not be allowed in the Triumph. It might have to go in the other one, but it'll definitely be a player in one of those big races. And the
and the thing with John Morgan is when he's got a good horse, he really has a good horse. So, and I think we'll see more of Corello Bay.
Yeah, Sea Route was staying on well as well in third, and the second Pinnacle Boy ran well, and the fact that the first 3 were all joint favourites as well, so it means the form should stand up pretty well. It's already been Lancia didn't run too bad, but couldn't go with them at the end, and Laguna Verde was right out the back. When that suddenly got going, that sort of looked like it was running on quite well.
I was thinking the same as you. I was watching the race, and it got going from the back. I'm thinking, here we go. Just gave the place get us too much of a start, but it came into the race nicely, but just couldn't bridge that gap.
Yeah, I think that needs probably needs another half a mile, to be honest. Like a 2.5 mile, it'll probably be right up there, although that will start its run a bit early, but it looks like it needs a little bit further to me, that one.
Yeah.
But that was a good race, and the top three will all win. But I don't think the second and third are going to beat the winner anytime soon.
How I felt. Race 22, and that was a Hatton's Grace Hurdle at Fairy House.
Yeah, another Group 1.
It's an unusual name for a racetrack, but it was a Group 1.
Oh, that's one of that's the big jump track in Ireland. Really, it always used to be. Now sort of Punchestown and Galway. A lot of people think of them as the males, but Fairy House is the one I always sort of remember from years and years ago. And it is it's a Fairy House and Leopardstown and places like that. They've got some good named tracks in Ireland. But that was
definitely. And that was a good win by Tellurium, because it beating You'll Never Walk Alone, which I'm pretty sure was the last start winner, and that was a really good win for Thunderspark.
It was not only a good one, it was a clever win, because it didn't actually touch the front until less than 100 yards from the post, but it was right bang up there, and it always looked like it was going well. I think Parkland's Girl, one of the others had probably Strictly Blues maybe had made the running, but it was always in there or thereabouts. So when it came to Pants, it looked like You Never Walk Alone was going to win it.
Definitely.
But Tellurium stuck its head out and won well. I was thinking that it's going to be a difficult thing for me as I don't know if you know a great deal about English football, but I support Everton, and that's the other team in Liverpool. Liverpool are always singing You'll Never Walk Alone, and Everton support got a call You'll Never Walk Alone home to win, so I must admit I was quite pleased to see Tellurium stick its head in front with I don't wish to be make an enemy of John Morgan, but if you're going to name your horses after Liverpool songs and things, then you can't expect me to want them to win. It's a fierce rivalry, shall we say.
I've worked with a lot of Man U supporters, so that they wouldn't have wanted to see You Never Walk Alone to win either. So.
No, but they were probably all walking alone on Sunday morning after they got beat by Bournemouth. I don't know if you saw that. They were. I shouldn't laugh really, but I was telling you earlier, I've recently moved, and I was just moving the last of my stuff. I'd put some stuff in storage, and I was getting the last of it out on Sunday morning because Everton were playing Man United in the afternoon, and we were going to go and watch that. And I'm moving this stuff in the morning with my mate Andy, and we stuck the radio on in his car, and Liverpool winning 3-1, and there was about 15 minutes to go. I said, I'll turn that off, I don't want to hear them winning. We unloaded the last load of stuff into my place, and then got back in the car and shot off towards the pub to watch the game. And Bournemouth had won 4-3, so we were quite happy about that. I'm sure quite a few people weren't there, so.
I've been a happy camper. I'm a Brighton supporter, so down the champions. So.
Yeah, how does an Australian chap end up supporting Brighton?
Well, there's a good reason why I support Brighton. I'll make this brief. My surname's Warren, and I did a little bit of research with the Warren name, and I think the Warren name originated from mainland Europe, maybe Normandy or somewhere around like that. When they crossed the Channel and settled in England, they settled in Sussex. And so 5 or 6 years ago, around about 5 or 6 years ago, I went to work, and I was a postie back then, and I worked with a lot of expat Brits, and I walked in one day and I said, so does Sussex have a team? And they said, no, your closest team there is Brighton. I said, no worries, well, I'm supporting Brighton from now on, and that's how it came about, and I feel good about it, because I just think any mug from Australia or anywhere around the world can go, yeah, I'm a Man U supporter or a Liverpool supporter or Arsenal, jump on your winning teams, and I feel good about it.
Yeah, that's good.
The old Seagull, they're having a good season again, and hopefully we go one better this season.
Yeah, it's good, because that's another one of the rules. You can, once you've picked your football team, you can't change it. I don't know if it's the same with Australian sports and stuff, but once you've got your team, that's it. You can't change change it. You can change everything else, wives and religions and where you live and what job you do, but
that's right.
you can't change your football team. Once you got them, you're stuck with them forever.
I definitely agree. I'm pretty sure there's another Brighton supporter in the forums. I can't remember who it is. So.
Is it perhaps we should declare some sort of thing where everybody's got to show their hand as to who they're supporting before we upset anybody? I'll probably find out that 75% of the forum is Liverpool supporters, and there'll be a campaign to get me removed before long for constantly going on about how much better Everton are. Another good week in the book. Oh, we're good. One last thing we do have to have a little chat about. European Breeders' Fund Novice Handicap Hurdle at Ludlow. Doesn't look like the most fascinating race on the card, but is the one that's generated the interest, because that's the one where we've got the celebrity horse, the one that everybody's interested in now, Last Ben.
Last Ben.
The one that refused to race the other week. He raced okay this week. He did alright, and at one point I thought he was actually going to win, but he stuck on in there quite well, and eventually finished fourth. So I'm hoping that the trainer Charlie Farthing doesn't retire him in week 5, because he's becoming a bit of a celebrity. So I think we might have to start a campaign to save Last Ben if the trainer's thinking of retiring him. We'll get a petition up and all sorts. We need horses like Last Ben.
Well, I think we might try and tee up an interview with Charlie so we can get a first-hand account of Last Ben.
Yeah, I think so, because it was a bit of a shock when he did that, just planted himself at the start, so we didn't really find out whether he was expecting him to do it or not. Yeah, we'll see if we can track the trainer down for a chat, because he's becoming a celebrity. There's one chap who, I can't remember which one it was, said in the forums that he'd only entered his horse in the race because he wanted to see Last Ben, so...
Fair enough.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I read that comment too.
So that'll be good. Anyway, it's been good to talk to you again, Doug. We've had another.
No worries.
Right, cheers for chatting. Have a good week.
Bye bye. No worries.
Okay, we're all ready then now for the draw for the Dual Code Championship Trainers title. We've got some dramatic music on in the background. I've got all the names here off the list on the forum, which I have taken out. What I've done is I've cut and pasted them into this random team generator game here, and I've missed out the 2 chaps that got the bye, and then we've put in here that there are 28 people and we want them split into 14 groups of 2. So you see at the top of the screen there, you will get group 1, which it won't be Saul and Marie, that's just the random names that are in here to show you how it works, and they will be your fixtures. So, and I'll press this refresh button down the bottom. What we will get up on the screen is your fixtures for the first round, which I believe starts this weekend. So after 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. So we can see the draw. Let's go through it then. Game number 1 will be Molliette's Surfer against John Morgan. 2, Martin Cairns versus Derek Hinton. James Shea versus Mike Tartaglia. Ben Bonici versus Charlie Farthing. Gavin Houston versus Joshua Sutherland. Leon Van Regsburg versus Doug Warren. Doug. Sirius Chili against Paul Rhodes. Darren Thompson against Colin Clark. David Robertson against Peter Cahill. James Follis against Matty McLean. Darren Howells against Stu Gray. Graham Clutterbuck against James Harrison. Peter Savage against Kevin Minahan. And Daniel French against Thunderspark. I believe that the games are played over 2 legs. Not 100% sure of the rules, but if anybody doesn't know, I'm sure if you go on the forum, Paul or Gray or somebody will tell you exactly what it is. So good luck to everybody, and we get through to the next round. Okay, that'll do it for this week then. Hope you've all had a good week. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the racing next week, and we'll see you on the next review show. Bye for now from me and from Doug. Challenger, but Vanguard Dream may have slipped the field here. He's got first run on them over the last good jump, and he's clear. Vanguard Dream is clear by about 3 lengths. Lead Roll in pursuit. After that one comes Honeypot Girl and Dance My Life Away. Then we've got Salty and Ivington. But racing now, suddenly Vanguard Dream has got nothing left in the tank, and Lead Roll swoops on the outside. And Lead Roll has swept into the lead and is pulling away to win it.